review on scientific notation. I'm just going to try to do this real quick. Again, it's just a review. What is scientific notation? We're using scientific notations when we want to write really big numbers. We talk about mathematician being lazy, don't want to write such a long numbers, or very small numbers. So the format is going to be right here is one digit that is greater than 0, followed by a decimal point, and then the rest of the number multiplied by 10 to the power of a. A is positive when the numbers in standard form is greater than 1. For example, if we want to write 270,000 in scientific notation, then A will be a positive power. A will be a negative power when the number in standard form is between 0 and 1. So for example, if we want to write 0.00027 in the scientific notation, we're going to use a negative power. Okay, so negative power doesn't mean that the number itself is negative. Negative power means the number is a small number. Okay, so we're going to talk about example and non-example. I'm going to start with the non-example, and we're going to change this into the right example. First example is 0.217 times 10 to the power of 4. This is non-example. Why? Because of this 0 over here. Based on this, remember, it has to be a digit that is greater than 0. So we cannot have 0 before the decimal point. So we're going to change this into the right format. So in this case, we're going to have to move the decimal so that it's located behind a number, behind a digit that is greater than 0. Oh, lucky, we only need to move it one move. So because we only need to make one move, then it's going to turn into 2.17 times 10 to the power of, nope, actually it's not going to be 4 because we're changing this part of the number. As you notice, 0.17, which is the original, now turn into 2.17. This part of the number becomes greater. What do you mean, miss? 0.17 turn into 2.17. Obviously, the number gets bigger, so we have to compensate the power, make it smaller. How small? Based on this one move, we're going to make it smaller. How do we make smaller of a number? By subtracting it with the one move. So the right way will be to write this. The right format will be 2.17 times 10 to the power of 3. So that's the first example. Second example is 31.32 times 10 to the power of -3. Again, this is not the right scientific notation format because the number before the decimal is 2 digits. So we're going to change this into 1 digit only. That means we're going to move the decimal to behind 3. So it's going to be 3.132 times 10 to the power of, yep, we're going to change the power. So look at 31 turn into 3. This part of the number becomes smaller. That means we're going to compensate the power by making it bigger. So we're going to add. This is only one move. So we're going to add just 1. So now the right way to write this in scientific notation is going to be 3.132 times 10 to the power of -2. Okay. So ready to practice? So I'm giving you an example right here. Try this. Try pause this screen, and then change this into the right format of scientific notation. Okay, so pause it right now. Okay, I hope you're done. Now we're going to try to write this in the right format. Again, 0 is wrong because of 0 digit before the decimal. So I'm going to move the decimal into 1, 2, 3, 4 moves. So now the decimal is going to be located behind 2. So it's going to be 2.7 times 10 to the power of 9. Oops, but cannot be 9 because we changed this part of the number into 2.7. It becomes greater compared to the original over here. By 4 move, we're going to make this 9 smaller. So we're going to subtract 4. So it's going to be 2.7 times 10 to the power of 5. So that's the right way to write this into scientific notation. Second example, decimal. This is not right because 3 digits before the decimal, so we're going to move the decimal so that it's located behind 1 digit that is greater than 1. So it's going to be 3.524 times 10 to the power of negative 5. Okay, we cannot have the same power when we change this number. So because we make the number smaller, from 352 becomes 3.52, then we have to make the power greater. So we're going to add, to make it bigger, we're going to add, how many moves? 2 moves. So we're going to add 2. So the right format will be 3.524 times 10 to the power of negative 3. If you have questions for this, let me know.